All right, after Pakistan and Afghanistan resumed attacks following a brief 48-hour truce, Qatar has confirmed that both nations have agreed to an immediate ceasefire on Saturday. The latest truce was brokered by Qatar and Turkey, and as per the official statement from the Qatari Foreign Affairs Ministry, both Afghanistan and Pakistan have also agreed to hold follow-up meetings in the coming days to ensure sustainability of the ceasefire and verify its implementation in a reliable and sustainable manner, thus contributing to achieving security and stability in both countries. The discussions come after border fighting killed dozens, marking the worst confrontation between the two neighbors since the Taliban returned to power in Kabul in 2021. Afghan officials confirmed that a Kabul delegation led by Defense Minister Mullah Yaqoob participated in the Doha talks, while Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Asif led discussions with Taliban representatives. Let's talk about this with our guest. Joining us on the platform is Ambassador KP Fabian, former diplomat. Major General Sudhakar Ji, Senior Geopolitical and Strategic Defense Expert, with us on the program as well. Major General Dr. J.K. Bansal, Senior Defense Expert, joins us on the show as well. And last but not the least, Mr. Sumit Peer, Senior Political Commentator, also joins us on the program. Sumit, I'll begin with you. Well, there is a truce that's transpired between these two countries, but the foundation of this animosity, the foundation of these adversarial feelings towards each other are not going to go unless the Durand line is taken care of. And let's talk about the broker as well, Qatar. Well, they also very recently brokered another truce between Hamas and Israel. How is that going, Sumit?
Vinny, thank you very much for having me on the show. Wishing you and all the participants and all of us viewers happy Choti Deepavali and a Deepavali in advance. Well, sir, to begin with, the Hamas and Israel has erupted. The idea was attacked, and airstrikes are happening in Gaza as we talk. So whatever Donald Trump did, that song and dance last Monday, whichever, and he signed an agreement with himself, by the way. There was no Hamas, there was no Netanyahu. Still, agreement was signed, but that agreement is now shattered. They are fighting as we talk. Now, coming back to this truce, we need, look, it's a very clear. There was a problem undercurrents between Tehrik-e-Taliban and Pakistan for a long time. What happened? It all started when Trump said, I want Bagram. Mullah Munir organized through ISI a tie-up between ISKP and Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba, and they reached Northern Alliance. They wanted this combo to take on Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, Pakistani Taliban, fighters in Balochistan, and as per Yalgar, the official magazine of ISKP, one of their missions was also Kashmir. When this all happened, Taliban got into action and Pakistani troops were bathed in black and blue. They have lost people, their pants were paraded. You remember at 93,000, 2.0 started hitting the trend line. They were humiliated and again. So they went to Qatar, they went to Trump and tried him to broker a deal. 48 hours, Trump was silent. After 48 hours, Trump suddenly says, I can settle this deal. Earlier, Qatar and Saudi Arabia tried to do something. Now, Qatar and Turkey this time around had got together and trying to have this uneasy peace settled. But the problem remains, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan is not fully controlled by Afghani Taliban, and there are a lot of fringe groups which are not controlled by anybody. The problem remains, why is the head of ISI, Asim, what is his name? Asim Malik, what is he doing in Qatar? He was made to apologize to Mullah Yaqoob because according to Zainullah Mujahid, the Pravakta or the spokesperson of Taliban, he said there is a faction in Pakistani army who never wants peace between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And if I quote the Mariam, the ex-MP of Pakistan, she said Pakistani army thrives in killing women and children. This is what they are good at. They will never want peace because peace doesn't justify their existence. And what they are doing in Afghanistan are simply killing women and children because they cannot face any force. Let it be Indian army, forget Indian army, they cannot face Taliban. That is the reality of their lives. And she has said India did a fantastic role. You taught them a lesson in Operation Sindoor, and you also helped Afghani people who have been misused by Pakistan. Then Khawaja Asif says, leave all Afghans, leave Pakistan. Why are you here? There's a caliphate there, there's Islamic Sharia there. You should go and live there. And there'll be never the same relation between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now imagine, Vineet, when the ex-ISI chief was having kahwa in Kabul, and he said that Taliban, our brothers, our Western Front is now sorted out. We are going to sort out now Kashmir. We are going to use to sort out, Taliban for that. Now see the plight. Khawaja Asif was talking of a two-front war with India and Taliban working against us simultaneously. I think Pakistan has lost it. This is an uneasy peace. This is only brokered by Donald Trump because Trump का एक logic है. My paltu don't fight in faltu. मेरा पालतू Pakistan don't fight in faltu. I don't want you to keep on fighting with neighbors because how can I use you to do my work? You are my leverage against India, China, Afghanistan, and Iran. That is why I am keeping you in good books.
Okay.
That's why I'm giving you breadcrumbs.
Okay.
So don't fight in faltu, huh?
Fair enough.
Fight.
Those are some important and strong points, Ambassador Fabian. How do you look at the situation? Do you agree with Sumit that it's a very complex situation and the TTP is not in control of the Taliban, and that is why this peace has been brokered, but there are no guarantees that it's going to last?
Can't always get guarantees in life. So what has happened is that, as already mentioned, Qatar and Turkey have mediated, and Pakistan has said that there will be talks between Pakistan and Afghanistan on the 25th of October. Let's just see what happens. But let's look at the big picture. The big picture is that on the one hand there is a Durand line, something which Afghanistan has never accepted. If I may quote Hamid Karzai, the previous president, he said, a line of hatred that raised a wall between the two brothers. That is because the Pashtuns, they are on either side, and naturally they want to cross the line. And another thing is that the Pashtuns on the Pakistani side, they have been asking for restoration of sort of a autonomy, restricted but autonomy in the neighboring area, which Pakistan is not prepared to give. So that is one side of it. The second side is that when the Taliban came to regain power in August 2021, who was their mentor? ISI of Pakistan. It went on well for a while, but then the ISI became so overbearing. They insisted that Afghanistan should comply, that is Taliban, should comply with every instruction. So they fell out with each other. And so that is where we are. And then, of course, Pakistan was quite upset when the Afghan foreign minister came to Delhi. And Pakistan has even said that, they are doing it for India's sake, which is absolute rubbish. India has nothing to do with what is happening there. And my view is that there will not be a big war because Saudi Arabia will not, I repeat, permit Pakistan to conduct a big war against Afghanistan. And Afghanistan being the weaker power, it has no air force. It will not be interested in a war. But there is one possibility that Pakistan might escalate things to a point so that President Trump gets an opportunity to be a peacemaker.
All right. General Sudhakar ji, I hope you can hear me, sir. So can you hear me? All right, there you are, sir. All right. Well, it's notable to understand that Pakistan does have an upper hand when it comes to a number of defense and offense avenues as against Afghanistan. We are not going to go into the history of Afghanistan being undefeated and being termed and deemed as an empire killer. But the fact of the matter is that there is deep distrust between these two parties today. There is deep distrust between what Afghanistan expects of Pakistan as well as what Pakistan expects of Afghanistan. I'm looking at this from the prism of India. How does this make the situation volatile? Not in favor of India, because obviously we want this region, we want our environment. We already have a lot to settle with China and Pakistan. We don't want another confrontation because, as you know, Pakistan, they may deflect this war or this tension against Afghanistan towards India as well.
Absolutely, Vinit. That's a very strong and relevant point made by you in your question. I totally agree with you. This is the biggest danger that India has to prepare against, and it could be anywhere, maybe in the hinterland, maybe along the border. But having said that, please allow me, I'll make very quick points. Firstly, this agreement or the ceasefire that we are talking of, I was in the international channel just about 5-10 minutes back. It has come to light that it has not been signed by the authorized stakeholders. It has been signed only by the representative of Qatar. Hence, it cannot be deemed as an international agreement. Ambassador Fabian is there. He may have some knowledge on this. He can throw some light. Number two, let's not underestimate Afghanistan Taliban. Like it has been rightly said and highlighted by Sumit and so as the ambassador, I wish to highlight 2-3 points, very, very important points. The point that I wish to share is that the Afghanistan Taliban's biggest enemy is the ISIS Khorasan. ISIS Khorasan has been given a sanctuary and staging and living facilities by Pakistan in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Recently, if you recall, they have been carrying out vandalization as also terrorist attacks in gurdwaras, temples, etc., in places of religious institutes. And Taliban Afghanistan does not want Pakistan to be supported. Third point I wish to highlight is that Taliban Afghanistan does not like to be treated as a junior partner. They want to exercise autonomy, they want to exercise independence, particularly in the foreign policy. Foreign policy, when they look at the immediate neighborhood, they have started looking beyond the immediate neighborhood towards Russia, towards China and India. Russia has already accepted the diplomatic status and given its full identity. So as China has accepted the ambassador of Afghanistan in their own land, and India has already expressed its intent very clearly that we are going to upgrade the technical status to the ambassadorial status. So these are not being liked by Pakistan. And last point that I wish to highlight is that whatever you may say, India, it is always in the interest of India if there is stability, there is peace and harmony in our neighborhood. But it is not going to happen. My forecast suggests the following thing. Today only, half an hour back, I shared with you, Vinit, when you're there in the NewsX world, Pakistanis have been caught supplying arms, weapons, ammunition from Iran to the Houthis in Yemen. They have been caught red-handed. I don't know if this input goes to Donald Trump. How is he going to react and respond to this input? Second thing that is happening is that Pakistan, despite all that we have discussed till now, today the biggest challenge in Pakistan is the internal turbulence. The internal turbulence more than anything else. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa chief minister has gone totally open domain. He had challenged the leadership qualities of the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He says that hereafter he will not listen or take orders from the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He will take orders from the Imran Khan, who is in the jail. So if these are the kinds, and last point of this part is that Pakistan army today, it was polarized all right, but it is divided in such a way, the senior officers of the rank of brigadier and above, and below the rank of brigadier, the lieutenant colonel and below, they formed two groups. The brigadiers and above, which had two subgroups, one of the major group has actually ganged up. They are planning for a military coup. If it is any penny's worth of its truth and relevance, this also has to be factored in, because Field Marshal Asim Munir, his longevity of the status as a field marshal and chief of the Pakistan army is also under a big question. Under these circumstances, if you think that this peace talk or the ceasefire which has been established and being claimed that it has been a successful deal, it has been a successful deal only under the directions of Donald Trump. Whether it will see the light at the end of the tunnel or not, the time will say. Back to you, Vinit.
General Bansal, how do you look at this conflict? Obviously, it's also a conflict, between two Islamic countries. One of them is nuclear, the other is not. The peace process has been brokered by Qatar and Turkey to a large extent. And like I said, to my first question to Sumit Peer as well, and of course, Ambassador Fabian also said that there are no guarantees in life. How do you look at this conflict shaping out in the next few months, or rather the next few weeks? The Durand Line has been, a thorn for both these countries since a very, very long time, and Afghanistan doesn't recognize it, won't recognize it.
There has been article in Middle East press that this is a very fragile peace. This means it will not last for longer. If we go to the root cause is that Pakistan thought after the Taliban got established in 2021 that it will listen to Pakistan, and he had some fulfill some his objective in the sense that he can use them against India, and they thought that Turan line will be accepted, and thirdly that every order of the Pakistan will be given will be accepted by them. And other thing was about the TTP. They also thought that the TTP will be reached. Now, if you go to the TTP was established in 2007, and they do not consider Pakistan government as a legitimate government, and they say that it should be thrown out and there should be Islamic rule over there. And ideology of Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan and Taliban is same. Now, under these circumstances and kind of law and order problem in Pakistan, they are not able to handle it. There is a betrayal also. They thought that the Pakistan has done the betrayal for the Islamist fighter against the Taliban when they were supporting USA. So under these circumstances, they feel so. Moreover, in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, this FATA, what they just did in 2018, that they wanted to have a ruling, merge this Pakhtunkhwa, that they want more autonomy. So under these circumstances, TTP will never leave its fight, and they will keep on creating problems for them. And as has been rightly said by previous speaker, and specifically General Sudhakar, that yes, TTP is not under control of Taliban, and they are worried, Taliban is worried that if they will be too strict for TTP, then it will align with this ISI Khorasan. So in that condition, TTP itself will keep on fighting because their goal is different. And as has been very rightly said by Taliban, that TTP, they have nothing to do with TTP. TTP is their own creation, and that is mostly the Pakhtun people are there in that. None of the person from the Afghanistan. And it is because of the marginalization, political marginalization, underdevelopment, this is all creation of Pakistan. And TTP never want that there should be any influence of USA, UK or China in that area. Under these circumstances, always Pakistan keep on inviting whether China, USA, which will not be accepted. And this Balochistan Liberation Army and Baloch also, they are together. Under these circumstances, and all the complete population of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, both sides of Durand line are with TTP. As been told earlier, that some of the fighters or the soldiers in Pakistan army, they also favor TTP. So under those circumstances, how could it be possible that this will last for longer time? And this Taliban is a fighter. They need something to fight. And now they in the Pakistan must understand that in Afghanistan, neither Russia nor at that time USSR nor USA could get them surrender. Moreover, I fail to understand another thing, that how USA want this Bagram airport. They could not retain it at that time when they had their own complete military. Now they have nothing. It's not that they can just do. Any country who is having the superiority can do airstrike and can damage them. But as far as the ground holding is concerned, ground holding and guerrilla war, this Taliban is battle hardened, and no country can, their spirit cannot be decreased by any of the country. And the Pakistan should learn, and they must have a kind of, they must put their house in order, then only something can be of lasting peace, otherwise no. Back to you.
All right. So with, again the question of the Taliban, distancing itself from the TTP, but, the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan has publicly, pledged its allegiance to the Taliban. So obviously it is, no point disputing the fact that the Taliban does in fact have information about what the TTP is doing, but they in fact are, playing the same hand with Pakistan that Pakistan plays with India?
Vineet, the point is, look, between Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, you have to focus on a character called Noor Wali Masood. He got into power in 2018. He survived all the drone attacks. He survived all the assassination attempts. He's been surviving for the last 5-7 years. Pakistanis were looking for him. Americans were looking for him. All previous successors were eliminated by drones. He is a literate person. He has written 3 books. He has got all the warring factions today. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has a financial arm today. They are not depending on Afghani Taliban altogether. They have the mind of their own, because credit goes to this Noor Wali Masood. And Noor Wali Masood says Pakistan is a non-Islamic state. These generals are thugs and routers. Lutere hain ye. There is nothing Islamic in Pakistan. All the Pakistani politicians are corrupt. He says, if it's an Islamic caliphate or is an Islamic country, why do you have elections? Why do you have democracy? Islam doesn't allow for elections. Islam doesn't allow for democracy. Islam doesn't allow for women to vote. What the hell is happening in Pakistan? You're only using Islam for your uses to be into the power, but there is nothing Islamic in Pakistan. So Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has a motto that first KPK should be a part of Afghanistan. Then eventually, inshallah, we'll go and overthrow the government of Pakistan and make it a complete Islamic country as per their terminology. That is where the problem started. Now, there were issues which were happening. Look, before Trump did not want this Bagram issue, where Mullah Munir got ambitious and he said, boss, I'll deliver it to you. That is where this ISKP tie-up, Lashkar-e-Taiba tie-up, that's why moving the camps to the northern side of the Afghanistan, getting in touch with the Northern Alliance in Shakska Valley. That's how the whole fiasco started. After that, Mullah Munir is trying to bite more than what he can chew. Look, he has promised something to Americans. He has promised CPEC Part 2 to Chinese. He has promised protection to Saudi Arabia. He is battling his own ISI, discontentment. He is fighting Tariq-e-Labik, who got 5 policemen killed in Rawalpindi a couple of days back. He is fighting Baloch. He is fighting Tehreek-e-Taliban. He is fighting Afghani Taliban. And Afghani Taliban and Tehreek-e-Taliban are jointly attacking him. When Mr. Muttawi was asked, where are these Tehreek-e-Taliban? He said, Durian line hai. 2400 kilometers, 2400 kilometers long. Go and find them. If Genghis Khan could not control it, America could not control it, NATO could not control it, how the hell can we control it? Agar tumhare bas ka to dhoondho. If you can go and do it, fine. If they are, we have no links with them. But they are doing coordinated attacks. The problem today is that this man has become very ambitious. He is trying to deliver much more than he can chew. Even yesterday, the nuclear act, which he again used after getting backed in Operation Sindoor, was just to make it a Hindu-Muslim conflict. Taliban, because of India, is attacking us. It is because Taliban kafiro ki god mein baitha. They were the kind of statements which are coming. Now, you can see, Vineet, even all these conflicts are somewhere driven by religious ideology. If you look at Israel and Hamas, it's religious ideology. If you look at what is happening in Syria, and then Giuliani meeting Putin in Moscow and telling him, I will do everything and honor every agreement which you had with Bashar Assad. Because the things are changing, and on the contrary, Saudis are talking, I want a now military pact with America because I am not happy with Munir and his Sena. You have 250 soldiers almost slaughtered in the last 25 days of Pakistan in peace times. Talibanis are parading their pants. 93,000 2.0. They are commenting कि हम इंशाल्लाह इनकी ज़्यादा पतलूनें तो उतरवाएंगे जितनी हिंदुस्तान ने नहीं उतरवाई. This all in the press. I'm not creating anything. With this fiasco and with the internal problems of Pakistan, with no money in the treasury, $8 billion and $36 billion to pay, what do you expect him to do? He will come and rant against India. He will do this anti-Hindu rhetoric. He will bring the Islamic bomb. He will bring the nuclear bomb back. That is what Munir would do. He'll try to warn the Indian military leadership, but he got whacked by Mr. Rajnath Singh yesterday when he was told, एक inch Pakistan ka BrahMos ke nishane pe hai. And Operation Sindoor was just the trailer. So this is going to happen. It is the ambitions of Donald Trump. And there is a Sasta Kiraye ka Jihadi called Mullah Munir, which is available to him. Who is available to anybody? If anybody can pay money, he will do his job. And that is where the thing is happening. Even Saudi and Pakistani military pact was initiated by Donald Trump. It was on the behest of Donald Trump because the Israeli media has clearly told they tried to do with Joe Biden. Joe Biden said, I'm not interested. I can send you weapons, not give you protection. But he forced Pakistan to do this military pact with them. We need this getting more and more complicated. These wars are getting more complicated because there is one crazy man at the helm of affairs, that is Donald Trump, who is making world very, very dangerous, the world we live in. Vineet.
Fair enough and fair point. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. But nevertheless, thanks to everyone who joined in and weighed in. We take a short break now.
कभी नाच गाना और बेहतरीन खाना, कभी सास बहू की नोक